right, I had to reshoot this video because a few things changed. There's so much changing right now. This is timely. I'm going to introduce a few things. I'm going to pull some things together for you to really think about. And this is supposedly, these are things that are going to happen within the next few days. I'm going to tell you about a new, let's just say prediction or actually experience that a remote viewer who I found randomly that I thought looked credible as any of these things are, but I'm going to point some things out to you. So her thing is to go into actual places to investigate what's going on there. What I'm going to share with you today is what she discovered about the drones. I'm going to give you 5 predictions. I'm also going to share with you what they have in common, and I want to point something super important out to you that you have to consider, because we're going to hear some things in the next few days. And this is going to be one of the biggest tests for some of you, and others are going to welcome this new beautiful change on our planet. Are you ready for this? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Did you hear that? Do I say it so many times you just forget why you're here? This channel is to help you break through the fears. I'm not here to spew the stuff that's going on out there and just leave you there. My whole point is this is an illusion. It's a test. We signed up for it. Don't forget why you came here, and it's your response that is being tested, not what's going on out there. It's how you handle what's about to come. Break through the fear and come together as a unified one community, love one another, stop pointing fingers, judging, no conflict. All right, that's so important, because what we're going to go into now, you could easily be, I call it the distractions, to stop you from focusing on this and put you in fear. It's meant to put you in fear. All right, so I'm going to point out also, if you want to change your world, go in the description. I have non-plastic, non-toxic products to clean your house, your body, your hair, all vegan. Go down and check it out. These are all products I use. Let's choose a cleaner, healthier world. And entrepreneurs, if you are interested in creating a planet conscious business, come on over. It's never been a better time. We're being change makers. My students are creating their own online businesses. We're going to be profitable. Imagine that, spiritual people that actually earn and do good things. Let's change our lives. You ready for this? Number 1, I came upon a girl. She's 31 years old, Elizabeth April. Some of you may know her. I've never heard of her. She's a remote viewer. Now I thought, okay, what makes her a remote viewer? I don't know if she has been trained by any professionals. I didn't find anything on that, but she seemed quite credible in her presentations and very confident, which really means nothing. We've seen that before. But I wanted to share this with you because I thought it was super cool and just something for you to think about, because the only reason I'm doing this, because we will find out if any of these things I'm going to talk to you today do come true. And this is pretty much the point of this whole video. So Elizabeth April, she did some predictions for the year. You can go check her out, and she did 10 predictions for 2025, but here's what she did recently. She remote viewed where the drones are coming from. She did call them drones. Well, let's address that word too. She went into a facility in New Jersey. It was underground, it was massive, and it held these drones that were huge, of all kinds, that are advanced technology, that have been there for a long time. They're actually a little outdated. I don't know if she said they were reverse engineered, but they were definitely advanced technology that has never been used or tested out there in the public, and that they are being used and tested for one reason: to gauge our fear, to see our reaction. All right, now I have a little problem with that. I have a little problem with all of these, and I'm going to share with you. You've got to hang with me, because this will absolutely blow some of these things out of the water. Second one, Stephen Greer. Thank you, my friend, said that he predicted that Wednesday, which was yesterday, according to this video, Wednesday a huge UFO was going to show up and identify, let everybody know the origins of what those drones, or let's just say unidentified objects, flying objects are. It didn't happen. 150 miles? I didn't see the video, so I'm counting on you, my friend, for saying that. Either way, nothing showed up yesterday. Now, he has changed his story a lot. You know that I'm really not a big fan of his because I think he's really trying to be the authority and override some other people's messages. The message is, it's not about who's doing what. It's about who we are within any event or any challenge. It's about who we are. We have to go past fear and stop being led around like yin-yangs and being puppets. Okay, we have to get a grip on this. I'm telling you this now because Stephen Greer says now he's changed his mind. All right, between now and the inauguration, which is, I believe, Monday or Tuesday, the 19th, that everything's going to be revealed. And of course, he has now this new source, one person, right? Oh, right, this guy's the source now. Everybody has a source. One person, his undercover black ops, double black ops guy, is going to share everything. It's all going to come out. Let's see if that happens. We've already passed one of his deadlines. All right? Now, Bashar, we know Bashar, before the elections, and I shared this with you, gave 2 predictions according to what would happen if either the male or the female went into office. And it was extremely fearful. Supposedly, if the female goes into office, not the feminine energy, that is not what he said. This was September 25th, I believe. I wrote the date down. I told that to you in the video, the actual video that he did this, and I saw it myself. If the female comes into office, there will be contact, right? Oh, this is what he's been saying. Get ready for contact. It's going to happen if she gets in office. If the male comes in, the U.S. will dismantle. The United States of America will be dismantled and World War III will begin. I think that's probably one of those destructive things anybody could say. Now, I'm going to tell you something. My next one is Chris Bledsoe. All right. Chris Bledsoe actually, and I just bought his book. I'm going to share some of that stuff with you. Has actually held back and not told stuff, and I think it's because he doesn't want to put fear in us. Some of these things that are going to happen are good things, okay? Some are good. War is never a good thing. Conflict never is. Change, maybe change within our countries, our governments, things. Yes, of course. So don't go into fear. But when somebody says World War III, I think they're absolutely, because there's no one future in stone. And a good person, a person who's a good predictor will tell you that you can change anything. Dolores Cannon, I just did a video on her. Now she, so by the way, Bledsoe, he was abducted and just struggled terribly, made fun of, just this horrible thing that he has been living with and his family. He has this, you know, the lady in white, this beautiful lady, you know, that has been seen through the centuries by people, has given him messages that April of 2026, a new knowledge will come to the planet. A new knowledge and, you know, what is the beginning of a golden era of peace. It is a choice. Everything's a choice. Dolores Cannon placed people, I'm a hypnotist also, trained by her, into a super deep state of hypnosis, and people, the collective was coming through these people. After she, you know, talked to them, they would have messages for her, and she had these many books dictated by these beings who gave unbelievable information. But one of her messages was, we're going to be okay. We're past this destructive path we were on. We're going to be okay, and now we will go into repair. Now I'm going to ask you a question. This is one of the most important parts about this video. You hear all this stuff. Stephen Greer saying that Luis Elizondo, who's a whistleblower, and all these other guys, that they're wrong. Well, if they're all getting top level, super secret information, Why don't they all have the same stories, right? So why should I trust Greer or Lou or David Grush or any? Why should we trust anyone? Because their stories are all different. So why would you pick one? Now, if they all came out with consistent stories, I'd say, hey, maybe they all do know something, but none of them do. In fact, Stephen Greer was ripping on Alessandro and saying that he gave misinformation to our incoming president, and that he had to go to West Palm and set things straight. I think he's dangerous. I think he's misinformation. And I want you to think for yourselves, because here's what I want you to know. There are absolute 3 things with all of these sources that I want you to consider. Number 1, did you know that one thing all of them have in common are extraterrestrials? Yes, all of them have come in direct contact with extraterrestrials, okay, in some form. Some of them abducted. I thought, well, not Elizabeth April. Yep, I found out she got abducted when she was 18. She says. Stephen Greer has come in personal contact with them. Bashar claims to be one and has seen them before. Bledsoe was abducted, and Dolores Cannon speaks directly with the extraterrestrials, even though she's never been abducted or seen them. She's a little bit more credible. Now, here's the other thing I want you to know about them. Every single person, human being, absolutely, their personal beliefs will infiltrate this. The reason why remote viewers stopped predicting the future, because the head of the remote viewing, the guy who does all of our high-level stuff here in the United States, said that it varied, and they realized it's because the personal beliefs of each remote viewer affected what they saw. That's how it all works. What you believe is affecting this. And I see so many people believing this is how things are, this is our future, and you are absolutely changing it for you. All right, I'm telling you right now, absolutely everyone is affecting their future. These people who are sharing these stories, Bashar, I think, was a shining example of that, allowed Daryl Ankle. But do you notice in the beginning he used to go, I'm not making fun, but all this stuff, and all of a sudden he's gone, okay, yeah, so let's talk. I'm like, what? Hey, where did Bashar go? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this stuff, because number 3, ask yourself if any one of them has an agenda. They want you to vote a certain way. They want, they want attention. They love it. So Greer's definitely in that category. I don't know about Elizabeth April. Bledsoe, an agenda. Well, you've got to look at every single one of them and ask what their agenda is. I think Bledsoe's is pure compassion and peace and love. That's the agenda. Agendas don't have to be negative. So I wanted to share that with you because Ross Coulthart of NewsNation, I really love. That's the only source I use for any kind of media. And I only watch it once in a while. So there's going to be full disclosure of some kind. They are doing an announcement on Saturday that supposedly is going to be very shocking. It is in direct relation to the drone situation. I'm going to share something of those of you who say it's not drones. Well, here's my thoughts on this, and this is actually what others have said out there. I believe it's a combination. As you know, when we shot off, bombs in the past, we went to nuclear bombs, ETs showed up, craft showed up. Craft shows up over military installations, during wars, all kinds of times of crisis on the planet. They show up. Of course, they're here and watching us. So I believe that these drones are absolutely being observed by extraterrestrials. They're sort of blending in. These orbs, you can't explain them, and I don't think those are human. Now, here's another problem with this whole drone thing that Greer says, is us, and all this stuff. He couldn't answer this question. The problem with saying it's American is that it's all over the world. It's global. It can't possibly be organized by the United States military. I don't know what it is. We're supposed to be finding out. Get ready for this, but be careful of your reaction. This is when we start to get tested in a very big way. My channel is to help you get through this and understand it's about coming together as one beautiful, unified light, that we are to be there for one another, to stop caring and worrying about the agendas of others, start taking care of the things that are going on to assist one another. Somebody said, what about the child trafficking? I said, of course, this is what we should be focusing on. The things that are going to change our environment, that don't allow abuses, not to participate in them, and to focus on the change. This is why I have Digital Explorers. How we make money, the products that we consume, it has to start with you now. Are you contributing to the pollution on the planet? Are you taking stuff that's not good for you and supporting those, just say, institutions that tell you that you need to pop a pill to be a better person? If you are participating, it's about you right now making these changes. What we're about to hear, if you go into fear, you are believing that you are this, and believing what has been told to us for decades and decades that isn't true. Why would we believe it now? And why do we need somebody else, an institution that's always been distruthful and secretive? Why would we believe anything they tell us? And why do we need them to tell us? We know that we have neighbors. We know that they're friendly. We know there's some maybe not, but we also know that there are rules here on our planet, because if there weren't, they would have taken us out by now, because we're the most destructive species, at least in our galaxy, if not our universe. All right? I'm telling you right now, it's showtime for humans, not that. That is just shaking us up. Tests and all kinds of agendas going on that are going to find out the direction of humanity. This is a very important message, my friend. Go into space and peace and know that all of this is the game. It's the game. It's the test. Would you go to a play and people come out and they're shaking hands and hugging, they have dinner and nothing happens? No, there's a villain and there's a hero and there's a victim, and we love it. And that's what we're playing here. That's all it is. And you can be the hero. You can be the person who triumphs. That's what it's all about. It's an illusion, my friend. This is not who and what you are. And all these things, these orbs and that, they're just pure energy. They can transfer into anything they want. They are on such a higher vibrational level than us. We're dense. So we are the issue. We are the destructive species that judges, that is in conflict. Ye without sin cast the first stone. Won't be me. Compassion, unity, respect for nature, everything is God's creation. You are that, and you are a creator. And so when you point fingers, or you're angry with somebody, or you argue, you're doing it to yourself. That energy field stays with you and is what you are, not me. You can say you don't like my hat or anything you want about me. You can't hurt my feelings. I'm the only one in control of that. Are you ready to go into a space where this becomes actually humorous and be the change maker for the things that need to change on this planet, for those who do suffer, for those who need us? Then we can be those heroes in areas that do deserve our attention. That's not one of them. It's entertaining, okay? However, end the conspiracies and the stories of what you think you know, because nobody does. And even when we hear it, it may have an agenda. It always does if it comes from a human. Make sure it's the agenda of peace and love, compassion, unity. Do not turn against your neighbor. The one doesn't make mistakes. That means that person that you despise is God's creation too. All of it is. It's meant to be exactly what it is. It's part of the game, my friend. Play it well. You ready for this? We're going to do some pretty awesome videos. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Detox your body. The links I have in my description are in my Amazon store, but they are small business owners who do wonderful products. My hair is one of them. It's a bar, so nothing comes in plastic. Blue Land is down there. Nothing comes in plastic. I use all of their products. My Bite toothpaste doesn't come in tubes. Stop using those tubes. That toothpaste is toxic. We're being poisoned, and we're doing it. Nobody makes us. Well, they're doing it. You have to consume it to make it so. We are now taking responsibility, and we're standing up because you are equally as powerful to anyone. Use it on a high frequency. Go into that penthouse and assist those who desire the light. And if they don't, allow them their journey. They came here to experience things that we cannot understand. You don't have the answers, and I certainly don't. So think about those predictions I gave you. They're very timely. Wednesday, didn't happen. Sorry, Greer. I'm not buying it. And I think when you can see the egos starting to step up. Yeah. And then you'll see others who are okay with what's going on because it really doesn't matter. It's how I behave and how you behave. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.
Be sure to check out my book, Breakthrough Fear, Your Spiritual Butt Kick, on Amazon. It will blow your mind. It talks about exactly how all of this works. You can find that link in the description.